It is another week. I'm really excited, but I'm like really, really nervous because I have a topic and we already sort of know this topic together. However, before addressing this said thing, like, I can't believe that your favorite color at one point was pink. Like, you totally won on the shock factor. Like, totally won. Like, I was not prepared for that. Like, I could see you being a mountain. Like, when we talked about the unicorn dragon, definitely, like, as soon as you said mountain, I was like, yes, this is you. Like, hands down, totally, for sure, no doubt. So that was actually really, really exciting. That was really, really cool. But the pink definitely, though, like, it shocked me. So I feel like now, like, I should start, like, sending you, like, pink stuff or pink related things just because I can and just because I knew that you liked pink. I don't know, but we'll see what happens after this video because, as you know, together today, well, I guess not together today, but the Chosen Ones, you mentioned it, and they need their honor restored. They need to be defended. I have been thinking so much about the Chosen One and the trope of this whole Chosen One thing and why it's not that bad. I feel like you're probably like, yeah, right, whatever, Laura. But that's okay. I'm still, though, a little bit in shock that you had shared with me some of these authors kill off the Chosen One. Why would they kill off the Chosen One? Like, the Chosen One has so much responsibility on their shoulders. They need to go save the world or save entire races, and just, they have so much burden, and that is their reward, is death. Like, I feel like we almost need a moment of silence for them because that is so unfair. Like, the Chosen One, in my opinion, should never, ever die. Like, they deserve happy things after all that they have been through and all that they have done. Not die. Not die. Like, that defeats the purpose of everything they just did. I'm okay. So, I really, besides that passionate tangent, I really don't know where to start with the Chosen One. Like, in the car yesterday, I gave this long, passionate speech kind of thing to practice, and now I'm just like, I don't know where to start. I'm sort of nervous, and where I was going to start, besides defending the Chosen One, people who have died, I don't know what to do. It's probably because I'm feeling the weight and the pressure of your anti-Chosen One trope fondness right now. That's probably why I'm like, she's going to rebuttal everything I say, so I don't know if I can adequately defend these guys. I guess I'll start with the story. That seems easy enough. I feel like I can do that. So there once was a reader, and this said reader loved the Chosen One trope. In fact, when they first discovered this Chosen One trope, they were pretty excited. They're like, this is a thing, like, this resonates with me. This is really, really cool. This is awesome. I'm gonna go find more of these books, even though I don't know what it's called. It was called the Chosen One trope, and that reader was me. Moi. Yes. I don't remember even what book it was that got me really interested into the Chosen One trope. And it's funny because it wasn't until I met you and you shared all of the bad things, negative things about the Chosen One trope, that I ever consider that there was something wrong with these chosen characters because they're so incredibly cool. I mean, like, I think of Portal Fantasy. I feel like Portal Fantasy is a really, really good example of the Chosen One trope sort of flourishing. I get that it could be in fantasy because, like, well, that's a Portal Fantasy, and we'll get to that eventually. I was about to say Harry Potter, but from my understanding, that is a Portal Fantasy, or it's like a contemporary fantasy kind of thing. Frodo is, though, that's fantasy, and he's a Chosen One, but I'm rambling, and I forgot where I was going with this, so give me a minute to think about it. Right, Portal Fantasy. So I feel like Portal Fantasy is, like, just flourishing with the Chosen One trope, because usually you have your said average character who has some kind of magical ability or some kind of awesome thing that your average person doesn't have, which is really neat because, you know, we like to be special and have awesome things like that, even though in real life we don't have those said things. Unfortunately, that's a bummer that we don't actually, but in Portal Fantasy they do. So, said character has this special ability that nobody else has. Boom, they're suddenly teleported to this other fantasy realm where a prophecy foretold that they would save this world, this race, but they must do A, B, and C for like everybody to live. Or they're like, they have to defeat the evil guy from defeating all of this chosen race that is slowly but surely dying. But the chosen one can get rid of all of that in an instant. Well, maybe not an instant, because usually there's like an epic battle and all of those cool things. That, in my opinion, is super duper duper cool because magical abilities. And I think what makes the Chosen One so very appealing, in my opinion, is because, you know, everybody wants to feel chosen. They want to feel special. They want to feel loved and treasured and that they matter. Yes, I hear your voice saying you don't need a magical ability or like a prophecy to tell you that you are of value or special. But this is fiction. We can do this in fiction. We can read this and enjoy it and love it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. That's why we're having this conversation right now, right? I feel like that the Chosen One, though, really exudes just that belief that humans have. I feel like every human has that. And I remember reading something in a writer's group. They took, I think it was the 16 personalities, and basically they put them like with writer stuff. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember mine, the ISFJ, it was like you are an emotional, in-depth writer, your feelings play a large role, so incredibly true. And be forewarned, though, that your characters won't make a decision or big life-changing decisions unless pushed to. So give them motivation or whatever to make the said decision. And it's funny, I was really offended after I read that because I was like, my characters, okay, they know how to make decisions and they can go do things. But then I thought about it and I realized, yeah, usually somebody is nudging them to go do something, which isn't bad. It's not bad at all. But still, and not all of my characters are like that. Some of them do go out and make their own decisions and they do their thing and they're pretty completely epic. And even if somebody is pushing them to do it, they're still really cool. So I don't need that for warning, beware thingy majiggy. But anyway, so I was thinking about that in relation to the Chosen One trope, and probably why as an ISFJ that speaks to me personally, because I'm pretty much the same way. Like, unless I feel my feelings are, I'm not going to say overwhelming me, but really compelling me, and I feel like God is pushing me to do something, then I will consider it and maybe move forward. I definitely am learning that I am a creature of routine and planning and habits, and I really struggle when we get outside of the norm of what my everyday norm is. I don't always handle really well. Usually when like my husband tells me that we are going to be doing a certain thing that is outside of our norm, I usually panic, to be honest. I internally panic. I wouldn't say I'm getting better about my outward panic, but yeah, definitely some panicking that goes on. And so I say all of that because I feel like the Chosen One, yeah, like if I can relate to that as a writer and just as an ISFJ person, then I'm like, okay, this prophecy is going to push this character to do this said thing. Like, no need for them to make big life-changing decisions because it's already been made for them. Maybe that's not the best kind of motto to have or anything like that, or to think that's really cool because then it just takes away their choice. But sometimes you need that choice to be taken away because sometimes you're not going to step out and do those said things that maybe you didn't think you need to do, but you deep down, like, you need to do. You need to do so that you can become a better person. I'm trying to think of okay, Frodo is a prime example of this with his average, everyday hobbitness, just doing his hobbit things until he's been given the ring and he's got to go to Mordor. But like after he goes on this adventure, he does these things, he is a completely different person, but he's a better person, even if the ending of the movie was really sad. Anyway, that's another conversation for another day. However, I think I was thinking about trying to think of some of other chosen ones. Like, I actually have a series on my shelf that I have not read yet that is a chosen one trope kind of thing. But I think the flip side, like, and when this comes now, I know those are novels, and so I was thinking about the chosen one trope in manga, because I feel like there is a big flourishing thing in manga that involves the chosen one trope, and I feel like the one it shines the most is the equivalent of the portal fantasy, which is called, I hope I'm saying it right, is the isekai, the accidental travel. I feel like this is a flourishing genre right now that is just overflowing, and I could totally see why, because there is, like I said, something so compelling being called to another world and being the hero in that world. Shield Hero is another great example of this, but I feel like the reason he is such a good chosen one kind of character, because his life is definitely not easy like the chosen one. Not like the chosen one trope typically has it very easy, but he has it really, really hard. I mean, the book sucks him in, boom, he goes to this world, he gets the shield, the suckiest weapon out of everybody, and then he set up, because it was supposedly he had raped the princess? So he set up with all of that hot mess, and basically just vanished, like, everything that was supposed to be epic for the chosen one, boom, it has just epic failed for him on a big honking level. So rather than just letting this prophecy dictate his life, he goes and sets out basically his own path and is sort of like not going to want to save this whole realm, which he has been foretold to basically do, but ends up doing, which I think is a chosen one trope all on its own, because there's another one that I know, it's a pirate fantasy. And the same thing happens with her. She's chosen. There's a prophecy. She's like, I'm not that person. Go choose my sister who's like a 9 and 10 times better than me. But by the end of the said story, she is the only one who can defeat the monster, and she's willing to and wanting to. Shield Hero, I feel like, is the same way. He has a rough life, but he gets these people alongside him who work in his heart and compel him to at least save them. Maybe not the whole world. He could care less about them, but he does care about those few people that he has let come into his heart. Granted, I feel like Shield Hero is just one example, and I have one that is a isekai manga. Well, it's actually a light novel, but I don't feel that she's the chosen one because we don't have any prophecies. And I feel like it's sort of hard too, because when I was thinking like Katniss Everdeen and Trish from Divergent are good examples of the chosen one, but there's no prophecy foretold. And even though they're like kick butt heroines and they're like great at so much of what they do, I guess there's a similar, trying to think of the word, there's like a similar genre where that is its own thing, where they look like chosen ones, but there's just no prophecy or like special ability. Though I feel like Katniss Everdeen might be, because she's the only one who can kill President Snow due to the said reasons for that. Trish, I don't know, because I haven't read Divergent, so I actually don't know. Going back to Shield Hero, I feel like you like him though, because he basically, even if there's a prophecy, he takes things into his own hands. And I feel like he's more of an exception with the whole chosen one trope in that regard, because I feel like in manga, usually if you have your chosen one, they're going to be out there like celebrating all of the good things that is sort of almost to a wish entitlement. I don't know if entitlement's the right word, but like wish fulfillment, there we go, of, man, I want to be this kick butt person and be said that I'm going to do all these awesome things, even if I'm lazy and I am like horrible at, say, fighting, or I have no magical ability, but I'm going to save this race because I am the one who said that, or I am the one that the prophecy foretold to do the said thing. So I feel like, yes, we want to feel special as people, but also that is like it's a wish fulfillment kind of thing that sort of appeals to readers too, because who wouldn't want to be like sort of like Sailor Moon, who has been chosen to lead, the Sailor Scouts, even though she's like lazy, sort of selfish, and definitely more whiny than I expected or remembered as a kid. My video like just cut out, so I don't know where I ended, but I think I was saying, just how she fulfills this epic role as a sailor leader despite her many flaws that she has. And I feel bad for saying that as someone who loved Sailor Moon as a kid very, very much and looked up to her. But as an adult, I'm just like, Like, I don't really know what to say there. But I still love Sailor Moon. But she definitely, I'm just going to keep her of how she was in my kid brain and just celebrate her as I remember. I guess I'll stop there. I guess I feel like I rambled quite a bit. And I don't know if we're hitting our deadline, which was 15 minutes since my camera cut out. It was fun. It was fun talking about this, though. And it did make me realize why I do like the Chosen One trope. I'm not sure if I would do it or not anymore. I know the first book I wrote was definitely a Chosen One trope, and it purposely was that, though, because I felt like at the time there's a lot of Disney movies, Disney princess movies, where you have a Chosen One, like some of the classics, and I liked that. Though looking back, I guess they're not necessarily Chosen One tropes, they were just very exceptional, which I guess, give or take, that could be counted as a Chosen One. But anyway, but it purposely went along those lines in my story because I wanted to make a point. And she rejects sort of all of that. I love that story. It's just interesting looking back because she basically rejects all of that Chosen One stuff and comes back to our world because it was a portal fantasy. But the guy sort of loves her because she's so different in that regard. So I don't know if that even made sense, but it's just interesting seeing my views and feelings now about the Chosen One and how it was then when I wrote it, and like that was all I wanted to write was like Chosen One stuff because I really liked it. I feel for me personally, more than it being like a wish fulfillment kind of thing, I think I just really love how they just portray, though, being special and being treasured, because I would want to, and I know that I am, even without having like a super cool ability or going to save the world or anything like that, but I do love the character growth that these chosen characters have from where they start off one way and they're like totally even more epic by the end. Like, I just enjoy that as a reader, even though I was thinking, I haven't actually read as much Chosen One tropes as I used to. I don't know if it's because it's not as popular as it used to be, and it's definitely more of a hot topic. Otherwise, I guess maybe we wouldn't be talking about it with our differing views on the Chosen One trope. And I will be really curious to see what you say. I don't like confrontation. I don't like arguing. I hate debating. Like, debating is like my least favorite thing most of the time. I will say like 98% of the time. It takes a hot topic, which I guess would be this one, to get me fired up. And I definitely, as you saw at the beginning, was really fired up about these Chosen Ones dying. I just feel it's so very unfair that if authors are trying to portray these special people and then they die, like, what is the point? Like, where is the hope in that kind of message? Like, yeah, you can do all these epic things and save all these people, but you're gonna die. And yes, I do get that sometimes sacrifice is the thing that is needed to heal the whole race or to save the whole race. I definitely get that. But sometimes in the fictional world, you can bend the rules. Like, any person, like not just you, but any author can bend the rules and do what they want to do. They are the writer. They are the writer. They are the writer. They are the writer. So hopefully they will take their writerly ways and save these Chosen One people, because show us how special they are, the character is, and how special we are, you know, even if we don't have magical abilities. That just repeated what I just said a few seconds ago. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed my ramble. I feel it was very, very rambly indeed today. Hopefully you enjoyed all of my mini rambles. I feel today was indeed rambly, and I'm a little nervous to know if I made sense in what I was trying to say. But it was good. It was good seeing and thinking more in depth about the Chosen One trope. So I am curious to see what you will say, Noelle, to my thoughts here, and hopefully won't get too passionate on bashing the certain little chosen ones. Protect the little chosen people. Protect them. So I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye!